Hi everybody, Reverend Dr. Red here. This is going to be the summarized version of Genesis filled in part 1. Not only was that video a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I feel that I kind of went off topic a little bit. So here I'm going to give a summarized information of what I spoke about in Genesis filled in part 1. I'm not going to really I'm not going to try not to go back off topic like I did in part 1 full version. And I'm probably not going to go all that in depth either. So if you have a question for me about anything I'm going to say in this video, please feel free to go to spiritualmessiahministries.org or spiritualmessiahministries.com and either email to the ministry or myself personally to ask me any questions you have on this video, or you can contact me on Facebook or on the comment section of this video, depending on if you're watching it through the website or my YouTube channel. Anyways, I want to go over a couple of the very beginning of Genesis. Everybody has questions of whether or not, based on the way Genesis was written and what's stated in it, if there were really other people on this planet during the time of Adam and Eve. The simple answer to that is yes. If you read through Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, you will realize that if you look closely enough to how it reads, there were actually two creations. First, the planet itself was created, and the people of the world were created. And after that, the Garden of Eden was cut out of the planet, and and boarded off by way of the waters. And then you had the creation of man, being Adam and Eve, the original Israelites. So in short, yes, there was man already here. Considering Adam and Eve were descendants of Adam and Eve, where obviously normal height between I think the average man is between 5 foot and 6 foot. That's the approximate height we're supposed to be. That's how we were created. And that's what we were created in His image. These other beings, of this world, that are believed to have gone extinct, although some people do believe that they are still alive and well on uncharted parts of this planet. And yes, there are uncharted parts from this planet, even though we do have all this great technology and we have discovered many parts of the planet. There are some parts that are still uncharted. But whether they're still alive and well, or whether they're extinct, these other beings, the worldly beings, were actually from the heavens, so to speak, from God's world. If you really understand the Bible, our Creator, God the Father, is really trying to teach us through this book here the King James Version of the Bible, through his book, the real Bible, he's trying to teach us certain lessons and morals and values that he is trying to preserve, because on his world, the evil literally consumed them, and they went into self-destruct mode. That's why if you pay attention to different news stories on that, coming from NASA and whatnot, you will see that there are, in fact, stories that there are planets out there, and even some asteroids out there that look like they have highly advanced technologies there, but the people just vanished, just like that, they're just gone. And then you have the fact that you have all these ancient civilizations that were intertwined with each other. They all have relatively the same basic type of culture and belief system. Even though there was virtually no way that they can interconnect with each other, and that there are depictions that there were in fact ancient astronauts, where some people say that they did have the technology to do such a thing back then, and then we kind of went backwards. Others suggest that those were early depictions of what we know today to be UFOs, or what have you. That was more or less from God's world. Satan is believed to be, based on the original scriptures and ancient civilizations, Satan is believed to be the older brother of Jesus Christ, that through putting together how they were going to do down here, create the earth and the civilization here to weed out the good and the evil, to preserve their civilization through us, and to preserve their values and their morals through us, and have a world where everybody is living in peace and harmony with each other. Lucifer rose up against God the Father, and that's how he wound up down here, known as the serpent or Satan or what have you. And God the Father literally disowned him. That's why I can say that Jesus Christ is the only begotten Son. So in short, yes, there were other people on this planet. There are the Nephilim, which is the people the original people that we come from. If they were to come down here today, they might be a little bit taller than us, but they really wouldn't look any different than us features-wise. The only real difference is that they can live for a lot longer than we can. So as far as there being other beings down here, yes, there was, because there was actually 2 creations done. And the reason why it's not that specific in the Bible is because of the fact that, over the years, since the beginning of time, when they first started with the writings, books and different scriptures have been getting taken out, because man was trying to figure out how they can alter it themselves, where they can elevate themselves up to be the equivalent of God, much as Satan is trying to do. And the equivalent of that today would be the Pope, having all the Catholics calling him the Holy One, the Holy See, the Holy Father, elevating himself up to be as if he was God. And if you compare this book right here, the King James Bible, to the modern translations, you will see that this is the only English Bible that actually is an accurate translation of the original text, 90% word-for-word accuracy rate, and it is the only Bible that actually holds deity to Jesus Christ, as does the original text. The newer modern translations, not only do they change the texts, but they take the deification out of Christ. Therefore, they are worshiping a different Jesus Christ, not the true Jesus Christ. So that's why it's not really all that clear as it really should be. And so you couple that with the fact that mainstream society teaches you as if there's only one creation, and teaches you as if Adam and Eve were literally it, until they started having kids, and then that was all the people. Just adds to all the confusion. Fact of the matter is, there were other people here on this planet Earth before Adam and Eve were even created, which is what leads up into the New Testament, where Jesus says that we are not of this world, because we aren't. We are of God. The others are of this world. The Gentiles that that do not accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior are of this world. This is where they belong, and we are merely visiting. And like I said in the other video, in the full version, if you go to Google and Google this, you will see that everything I say is true. I don't want you to take anything for what I say to be the truth because I'm saying it. I want you to do your own due diligence. Do your own due diligence. Believe what I say to be the truth because you see it for yourself. Not be merely because I'm saying it. I did cover a lot of other things in the full version, but like I said, I went off topic a little bit, and I was using future texts to help prove my point with the original text, and I went off base with what I was saying a little bit. So now I'm trying to summarize version directly on topic of what I want to do the video exactly on specifically, which is chapters 1 and chapters 2 of Genesis, to answer one of the more common questions of where did Satan come from, why was he made, if he was that evil, what was the purpose of man being put here, and were there other people on this planet? And the short answer, because I really got to go through the entire series, or a good portion of it, before you really have the full explanation of why we were put here. But the simple short answer to why man is here is more or less a lesson, or a test, so to speak, to try to preserve the morals and the values of God's people, and to try to get us to not continue on with what has already happened to God's world, where they literally went into self-destruct mode between the greed and all the other sin, and they're literally destroying themselves. So God, through us here, is trying to weed out the good from the evil, where He can take just His people and bring us back home, and have a world where we can truly live in 100% peace and harmony with each other, where there is no sin, and everybody is getting along. Everybody does have this love for one another, and then there's great peace and harmony. That's really the reason why we're here. Like I said, as I finish explaining to you each part of this book, you'll get for a further explanation more in depth about that, and why it may be done the way it's being done for. So the fact of the matter is that yes, there were other men on this planet, men of this world, the earthly beings. We are not of the earth. We are not earthly beings. We are of God. And there were, as a matter of fact, two creations, separate creations, depending on how you want to look at creation, because the people of this world were created with this world, and then later came us, the Israelites. Losing my train of thought. Sorry about that. And as far as Satan, he wasn't exactly made the way everybody takes it to mean, the way it reads, because the fact that he is a disowned son of God the Father. He is Jesus' older brother. If you compare that to what I just said to the original texts and all the original scriptures from the ancient civilizations, you will see that it all coincides perfectly with what I just said. Information is hard to come by, like I said in the intro to the series. Information is hard to come by, but it is all there. And the truth is going to be hard to grasp for a lot of you, because it's not going to fit into what you've been taught. You are going to go through an emotional roller coaster ride. And I understand that. I went through one myself. It took me a couple of years to get through it. But I'm here to help you through it. Just ask me your questions. Tell me, what you need to understand, what you're having problems with. And, I'll help you through every way I can. Get through your emotional roller coaster ride and help you see the truth in the light. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. So that's basically what is stated in Genesis chapters 1 and 2, and the answer to the question of were there other people on this planet other than Adam and Eve, and if so, who were they, and why, if Satan was that evil, and that why was he made by God? Why God put him here? That's your answer to that question. The other people that we hear, the people of this world, more or less, more than Nephilim, or the Anunnaki. And Satan wasn't really put here per se. He wasn't really made. He was put here because of the dispute that he had, in the sense that he was a fallen angel. That you know this. I'm assuming you know the story, the whole fallen angel bit. Well, that's a part of the original story from the original scriptures. I'm about to lose my battery, so I'm gonna cut the video here. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, God bless.